time for Aaron Murray.
I said it last time. You've lived with Aaron Murray. This is his 4th year. You gotta trust him with the football here if you're Mark Richt.
Blitz coming from the 17. Blitz pickup. Pass caught by Rantavius Wooten, number 17. 8 minutes remaining. Keep in mind that the SE East spot in the championship game is still available to both of these teams. They've got to get some breaks. But because of South Carolina's win over Missouri in double overtime last week, new hope for Georgia and Florida. Here's Gurley. Antonio Morrison makes the stop. Take a look at the SEC East. Missouri controlling its own destiny, followed by South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida.
I will say this. South Carolina's rooting hard for Florida, and Missouri's rooting hard for Georgia.
Yep.
There's so many different tiebreakers, but that's the best scenario for those two teams.
3rd and 1. Bennett comes over to provide blocking help. Gurley.
No.
Well, with second effort, he might. Let's see what kind of spot he gets. Dante Fowler Jr. made the tackle.
Tough assignment for Bennett. He had Dante Fowler on that play and a good finish on the run to get it close or a first down by a bit. Look at the blocking assignment Bennett has. He's got the defensive end and doesn't get him. And Gurley avoids the tackle and gets close.
And now they'll bring the chain out.
That was all effort because that should have been stopped for no gain. Florida had the right defense on. They had their defensive end against a wide receiver, and it should have been stopped for no gain, and Fowler did not come up with the tackle.
Clock running at 6:48, and Georgia holding on to a 3-point edge. First down and 10. Gurley alongside Aaron Murray. Near side, got him. That's Rhett McGowan, a one-time walk-on. And now a starter for this depleted receiving corps of the Bulldogs.
Well, remember, Rhett McGowan had the big catch in the 2011 Florida football game. And he came up with another big one there.
Both teams, 2 timeouts left. 6:15 to go. 23-20. Florida. Gurley. Little opening at left guard, and he runs into Jonathan Bullard, number 90.
Well, that Florida defensive line, you know, it's not all pretty. It's not all tackles for a loss. But at least they're not giving those gashing runs like they were getting blocked in the first half of this game.
2nd down 7. And the ball at the 43-yard line. Gurley again.
Here we go, 3rd and short again.
Yes, they did.
Looks like he's just hanging on, trying to gut out the rest of this game. Every time he gets bumped, he's almost falling down. He's not the vintage Gurley, but he's the option they want in the football game.
14 carries, 93 yards now. 3rd and 2 with 5:05 to go in the ball game. Here comes Bennett again. Are they going to ask him to block Fowler? They do.
First down.
Yes. How about Michael Bennett saying, you want me to do what?
What? I didn't. We tried this already, Coach. But, you know, he did a little better job this time.
Yes, he did. 82.
He's got the same assignment. Just get your helmet across the bow. And he had a pretty good tackle there. I said it the way I wanted to say it.
Yeah. First and 10. And so they sustain the drive. And Gurley needs a breather.
Right.
So Brendan Douglas, the freshman running back, number 22, will get the handoff and come left, and he breaks a tackle to the 40-yard line. Jalen Watkins finally stops him.
I'll tell you, Artie Lynch had some problems earlier, but this time Dallas Lee and Artie Lynch did a good job of cleaning that play up and making another first down.
Well, a dormant Georgia offense has come alive here in this critical possession late in the game.
And Douglas had a turnover against Vandy. He had both hands on that football.
Georgia has had this possession for more than 4 minutes. Brendan Douglas still the running back. Feed him again.
Oh, I thought he was going to keep that one. Same play that Aaron Murray started out the game with. Thought that was the one he'd keep. Watch it, he's reading the end man. Look at that, he had a chance. No, actually made that read pretty well. Ronald Powell was right there to make the play.
Second down and 9.
Thought he had an opening. Second look, he made the right play.
Georgia 2-2 in the games decided by 4 or less, 4 or fewer. Second down 9. Leon Orr moves over a spot. Here comes the blitz. They hand it off to Douglas, and he is popped. But he does a nice job of securing the football. Antonio Morrison was the first one there, number 3.
Yeah, ran right into the blitz. There's a run blitz this time, right in to the area that Georgia is trying to attack. Cody Riggs is right up in the play, and it frees up Morrison to make the tackle.
11th play of the drive.
And one of the Florida players just took a seat out there to slow it down.
3rd and 7. That's Michael Taylor, number 51.
I think he might have had an equipment problem.
He said, I thought I read his lips something about his shoe.
Yeah. He's trying to get his shoe back on, then he says, to heck with it, I'm not going to let them snap this ball while I got one shoe on.
.240 to go. Ball and Taylor are on the field now. 3rd down, 7.
Gurley back in the game.
3 receivers right side. Now this is McGowan. He goes back to the right side. Blitz again. Murray rolls out, fires it. McGowan leading, got a first down. Oh boy.
Rhett McGowan, high school point guard, walk on. Native Calhoun. Remember Big Chris Durham went to camp from the same area. And McGowan makes the play. Made the play in 2011 and made the play again right there to get another first down.
Time called. Florida called timeout to stop the clock with 2:09 to go. They have 1 timeout remaining. But this has been a well-conceived drive. A Georgia offense that had been dormant for much of the second half. And they do call on their senior quarterback, Aaron Murray.
And one thing now, Aaron Murray has to tell his offensive linemen no penalties. If they just hold on the ball, even if they don't get a first down, they can take it down to about 35 seconds left in the game. No penalties, no turnovers if you're Georgia.
Toss to Gurley, left side, and he picks up 5.
Muschamp will have to take his final timeout. That offensive line for Georgia. Again, I'll tell you the guy that's had a game. Dallas Lee has had a football game in this game. I would not be surprised that he is graded out and gets some kind of award this week from the SEC.
Dallas Lee wearing number 64 at left guard. Now let's take you back the last 3 years for this game. Chaz Henry, game-winning 37-yard field goal in overtime. Murray, Tavares King on 4th down in 2011. Richard Samuel won it for the Dogs. And last year, Murray hooked up with Malcolm Mitchell for a 45-yard touchdown in the 4th quarter. Jarvis Jones stripped Jordan Reed, ending the Gators' comeback bid. There it was. And Georgia trying to sustain this drive and win for the 3rd consecutive year. Florida out of timeouts. This is the 13th play of the drive.
Just remember now, no more timeouts, as Vern just told you, and 40 seconds between plays. It's going to go real low here.
Gurley, the running back, gets the handoff, goes to the right, cuts back to the left. Florida cannot stop the clock. There is again a little extracurricular activity. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
I'm pretty sure Georgia will take a timeout with 1 second here to think over the situation. No hurry.
10 seconds on the play clock. 6. Timeout.
Did it perfectly. They took the timeout as long as they could to make their last decision.
And we remind you to stay tuned for the Jeep postgame show on CBS Sports. Tim and the guys will bring you up to date on everything going on around in college football this afternoon. Third down 5, 1:20 to go. Georgia was up 23-3 at the half. And again, a reminder of the what's at stake with the standings here. Missouri, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, all with mathematical chances of representing the SEC East. Of course, it was all made possible with South Carolina's double overtime win against Missouri last week. And now 3rd and 5. Arthur Lynch in motion, now goes back to the right. It's Gurley again. No. Damian Jacobs, there's a flag
Could
down.
there be a holding call on the play? That's the question. If it's against Florida, it's the ball game.
Personal foul. Number 55 defense, illegal hands to the face. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Ball game.
And it was on David Andrews. A hand to the face mask inside very clearly. We saw it in the replay up here already. We've already seen it once. 55 on 61. Watch his hand go to the face mask and bend him straight back. You can see it right there.
And so the ball walked off half the distance.
And now Georgia will be able to just take a knee and sneak away from this football game. I was just going to question whether they would even try a field goal.